Hey guys, so I've had a few requests from people to talk about Doctor Who series. Now I thought I might as well just start at the beginning and do series 1. I might talk about the individual episodes at one point if you want me to. Let me know if you think I should over the course of whatever to talk about each episode individually. But for now I'm just going to talk about series 1 as a whole. Now there are 4 series 1 DVDs. Obviously 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, Series 1 obviously began in 2005 with Chris Eccleston as the Doctor and Billie as the companion, as Rose. Now, Chris was our 9th Doctor. Now, before this aired, I feel quite arrogant because I'd never actually heard of Doctor Who until this came on, which I think is a shame because I would have liked to have caught up with some of the older series before I started watching this. In fact, that's a lie. I didn't even know about this until David Tennant took over and then I caught up. But this, Series 1 is so special because Series 1 is where I really fell in love with this. You know, I saw the Christmas episode, I saw Christmas Invasion, and then I thought, oh my god, I absolutely love this show. So I went and bought all the DVDs. I mean, these were like £3 each when I bought them, so really not bad at all. I went and bought the DVDs and I got caught up and I just fell in love with the show completely. I mean, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, you know that Billie Piper means the world to me. Billie Piper is like half of my world. She is fantastic. So, and this is my favourite Billie Piper era. You know, everything she's done then is great, but this is my favourite Billie. Now, enough about Billie. The series itself is fantastic. It's a great way to kickstart the show, and obviously it's went on to great things from then. You know, it's one of the most loved shows, not just in Britain, but like internationally as well. Now, the plots of the episodes are all really good. I mean, you've got one set in Wales, some set in other planets, set in London, things like that. So they are set all over the place. You know, there's some which are just basically set in and around the Powell estate, which is like the first one, Rose. And the aliens are really excited. Sorry, I have to call them creatures. Aliens is not a nice term. So you've got the Auton, which are controlled by the Nestene Consciousness. You've got the Slitheen, which are from Ruscoe, Falbatorius. Yes. You've still got the Daleks. The Daleks are in it 3 episodes, I think. The Daleks are in it 3 times, which is quite a lot, and the most out of all of them. So Chris Eccleston was quite lucky with that. You've got the Empty Child as well. Now, I have a bit of a World War II fetish. Not in the fact that I was pleased about the war, but in the fact that I like learning about the war. I've always loved studying about rations and things like that. So for having 2 episodes set in that time period was fantastic for me. But the Empty Child creeps me out. I can't look at a gas mask. Now, I was at the Imperial War Museum down in London this time last year, actually. And there was like gas masks and things and sort of like World War II things. And I was just looking around and I was like, this is really, really creepy. Because it just reminds you. And I was just expecting somebody to turn around and go, are you my mommy? Never happened, but I sort of expected it to. Jo Joyner is in this episode here. With Bad Wolf there. Sim Bad Wolf. Jo Joyner is in this. She plays Tanya Branning in EastEnders. She just had her twins, so she's not in it just now. But, you know, Jo Joyner is fantastic, so I was pleased to see her playing Linda with a Y in this because I just adore Jo. But there are also some nice creatures as well, like you've got the Marks of Balhoun, Jabe, and things like that. They're all really nice creatures, they're nice. But obviously the best aliens and things are the ones who are quite evil because they just bring the story to life. Now, Russell T Davies was the executive producer for these and was up until the recent series, so obviously his work is fantastic. I adore Russell, and he's done great wonders with the show. Fantastic to bring it back and everything. Definitely the best BBC show, and I just wish they'd play more of these episodes because if you switch on to BBC Three play a lot of Doctor Who repeats, but they tend to be series 3 and 4. They very rarely play a lot of series 1 or 2. Very rarely play series 1. Sometimes play series 2, but not a lot of these, which I think is such a shame because I absolutely love series 1. I mean, there was a newspaper, I can't remember which one it is, but they were giving away free Rose DVDs. Like, it was the first episode, which is called Rose, and it's just like a little cardboard case, and they were just giving away that one episode, and I'm like, don't give it away, make people pay money for it, because it is fantastic. Like I said, you're about £3 for these now, or you can get the box set, which has the confidential episodes on, which I will eventually invest in the box set, and that's about £12. Now, you're talking £12 for about 13 episodes. You can't go wrong, can you? That's like 13 hours of Billie and Chris. I mean, Chris is a fantastic Doctor. I know people who say that he doesn't suit the role, but look at him. He really does suit the role as the Doctor, doesn't he? I think it's amazing. So maybe my opinion is different. Let me know if you think Chris suited the Doctor. Hand on heart, I do prefer David as the Doctor because David is absolutely gorgeous. But Chris is a really good Doctor, you know, he's fantastic. So yeah, BBC did well with this series. As far as the DVDs are concerned, 2 of them are PG, which is these 2, which is the 3rd and the 4th. But the first 2 are 12s there, which I think is quite weird. Because I don't think they should be 12s, but obviously that's just me. But they are really great episodes, you know, they're not too eerie. Obviously you've got the Emperor Dalek there, which is as high can be. But it's just a really great way to sort of, I mean, I wouldn't expect anybody to sit for 13 hours and watch them straight. I've done it before, but I wouldn't expect anybody else to. But if you do, you will enjoy it. That'll be the 13 hours of your life very well spent. And it really ropes you in as well. You get really connected with the characters and things. And you just sort of fall in love with them straight away. And I have to try and say something as well. In one of these episodes, which is this one here, you get the Mighty Jaggerfest of the Holy Hadrajasic Maxima Redempho. So I had to say that because I've been practicing forever. It's the Mighty Jaggerfest of the Holy Hadrajasic Maxima Redempho. That's a really sort of big slimy thing with the big sharp teeth, which is kind of like Prisoner Zero in the latest episode, which I've just realised. And also I noticed something as well, which I'll talk about in another video separately, but I'll just touch upon it briefly. Eve Miles' character, Gwen, Billie, John Sim played the Master, and Amy Pond as well, all have this sort of same outfit, which is black or dark like trousers or skirt, a red top and a black jacket. They've all got this sort of signature look, and I'm like, for goodness sake, wardrobe department really need to start getting some new clothes in. I know budget is tight just now in the world, but I'm sure they can stretch to something more than that. But never mind. But I'll put a link to that in the sidebar so you can see what I mean, because it's quite weird. I didn't notice it in Gwen, but then my friend showed me and I was like, oh, and then there's a picture of the Torchwood group and they're all wearing the same. I'm like, this is just too creepy. So back to these. Yeah, definitely go and buy them. You will love them as much as I did. If you've never seen Doctor Who before, it is a great start. But even if you have seen Doctor Who and you're like, you know, the more recent series and things, it's still definitely worth going and buying because they are adorable. Even if you've seen the episodes before and you think, well, I've seen them, just buy them because they are lovely. You will not regret buying them. I mean, there's some funny bits on there. The Slovene episodes are really hilarious. Father's Day is really emotional. You will cry at it. But then again, I cry at every Rose episode now, so maybe that's just me. But it is so beautifully written, beautifully acted, well done, well directed and everything. And it is just really generally amazing. And also in Bad Wolf, in the park, you can see it says Bad Wolf, and if you go into Google Maps and like sort of search for that park and find the area, it still says Bad Wolf on the wall, which I thought was cute. So I'd love to go to Cardiff and find that. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts on Series 1. Feel free to leave comments and things and video responses if you want. And please subscribe, if not for me, but for Doctor Who. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.